you kidding?
No, they're not kidding. Hi.
So that was an interesting episode.
Wasn't it? It was definitely. So this is my first time ever watching it. As you could tell, I am I am not Mike Knoxxx. She's still the captain, Shaysphere, and we're here to review the latest episode of the challenge. This was the big 500, right?
Yeah. It was an interesting episode for it being 500. I am a little bit peeved with some people.
Oh, that's what people came here to see.
Yes. There specifically is one person that I have to speak on. But you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to jump the gun. Let's go through some talking points from this episode. Let's start with dramatic Nelson, Mr. I've been snaked by everyone since I've been alive.
Oh, please go into it.
Jumps in. He's upset that Kyle picked his team, which means that he gets kicked off the team. He's upset about this, and he doesn't want to be partnered with his bestie, who he's so in love with, Corey. He's upset. I'm like, why are you upset, Kyle? I mean, Jesus, why are you upset, Nelson? Don't you love Corey? You guys be a great team. Sit down, enjoy yourselves, have a good time.
Yeah.
You. So basically, they get each other's faces and they're trying to fight. Well, they're not really fighting. If there's two people in the challenge who are the fakest, I want to fight people, it's Nelson and Kyle. They were not going to fight because Kyle's a big chicken with big veneers. And Nelson is just Nelson. Like, nobody takes him seriously.
They just want to like make it look like, hey, we're gonna go into this, we're gonna swing, and meanwhile, you know him enough to be like, okay, guys, you're just gonna get in each other's face and just
do the whole headbutt thing like wrestler. That's so annoying.
And they're gonna just I won't say swap spit, but they're gonna just sit in and have spit flying. I know, I'm sorry, it came off wrong, but there's gonna be spit flying, but nothing else is gonna be flying. But yeah, so
spit.
I know we did have a conversation on how we're not a fan of that, but carry on. I apologize. This is your show. Come on, lead the way, Captain.
You know, so that goes on, and nothing's. It literally was like a useless moment of them arguing. We don't care. Now we move on. This is a women's elimination.
Oh yeah.
So we have.
Isn't that something you called? I don't mean to cut you off, but isn't that something you called? Like that you was thinking it was going to be a women's elimination?
Well, it definitely was. They usually always go back and forth, and then I was like, last week was men's. So it was like, of course, this week is probably going to be women.
Okay.
Don't give me too much credit. Okay, listen.
That's what the banks are for.
All right. Anyways, so then we have Bettina. Now, I've had kind of a back and forth feeling for Bettina this season. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah. I love her laugh, though. It's pretty great. Other than that, I was kind of like, whatever about her. I didn't think she was that interesting of a competitor.
No.
I was impressed with her when she beat Amber, obviously, because Amber is a champ, you know? So it means something when you beat someone who has won this entire thing, clearly.
She's a rookie. So there's very few things, once again, brand new to the thing, but I understand she's a rookie. And you know, like you're saying from, well, you know her better because you watched the show more. So from my first impression, I obviously thought, you know, pretty girl. But later on, I started feeling like I started changing my mind about it. But carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to show that I was paying attention.
We trust that you're paying attention. But basically, this whole episode, I actually felt really bad for her because it seemed like the girls were being really catty. Now, sometimes I'm really into, like, I like Ashley. I think she's a sweet girl and under it all. But she does have times where she gets really catty. And I feel like that cattiness is really brought out of her when she's hanging around Amanda. Sorry to say. But
bad influence.
Yes, Amanda brings out that cattiness in Ashley more than I've ever seen it. Obviously, everyone has catty moments, but it's like...
Don't speak for me.
It's like 90% of the time with Ashley when she's with Amanda. Amanda was in full form Satan was in full form tonight. Literally, she was lighting the house on fire with her devilish ways, threatening everyone with an emerald hat, a bucket hat at that. A bucket hat.
I had to Ashley. No, not even Ashley. Amber, because I think at some point she was threatening. Let me just make sure I get this right. Delvin about someone being the team. What's his name?
Devin.
Oh, why do I call him Delvin? I just renamed the man. Hey, what's going on? Keep being a great person. Look. Oh, so you're talking about me. Oh well, she's
yeah,
great.
I'm like, why do you come here to start trouble?
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah, I mean, well, thanks, short man, I guess. But I wanted to point out that because I, like I was like, I'm not sure about her character and everything, but she looked like she always causing trouble. And I wrote you and I said, this Amanda girl. And he's like, oh, that's the reason why her name is Satan, because she just caused, I guess, all kinds of hell. She must have been causing a lot of hell this whole season. But you're saying the person that she usually with, that when they're together, it's just not a good mix.
No, I mean, yeah, they're just like heavy. I'm glad the other two aren't there too, because then they will be in full effect. I don't want to talk about what I saw in Final Reckoning. That is the last time. Yeah, that was the last time all four of them were together.
Wow.
Monsters. But yeah, so basically, I just wasn't into it. I was like, why is she being so catty? I didn't like it at all, and I felt like they were kind of excluding Bettina. Like, I felt really bad for her this episode, and I don't like that.
She felt defeated too. Like there was that challenge that happened earlier on where all of them were doing the thing and whatnot. And what was her name? I said I'm gonna make Emmy. She gets the big win, right? Yeah. But yeah, I do see what you mean by you felt sorry for her. I guess I felt sorry for her only because she just felt defeated. Like, I guess I didn't pay attention to all the girls maybe excluding her and making her feel low of a person, but she just felt so defeated. Like, because she's a rookie, she said, well, I guess they'll look down upon because you're a rookie, you're new. It's like, I've been here longer. Shut up, right?
Here's the funny thing about Emmy, and I'm about to go on a really long rant about this. Miss Emmy girl, this is your first season. You are a rookie.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She's referring to all these girls, rookie girls. This rookie. You're a rookie girl. Shut up. She's literally been the vet's little pet, doing whatever they ask, and she has no self-respect. I'm like, girl, you're being used. And I feel like you're
really
aware. Oh, yes. Yes.
Everyone seemed to like her, but you're saying pretty much that, they like her because they can tell what to do.
Yep, they tell her. They manipulate her. Did you see how they sat her in that circle and they were just all talking at her? They were manipulating her. Even earlier when she was speaking to CT, who was swearing in the confessional that he's not trying to manipulate her, but that's exactly what he's doing when he's saying, oh, what if you just went down there and you came back to my team? The girl was being manipulated this entire episode, and she's too far up her own ass to realize that.
That's a terrible place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty much over Emmy. I've been over Emmy since episode 1.
Really?
Cracked. She is cracked.
Well, that's gross. I was gonna say like no, because she came off like I don't mean to bring it wrestling related, but came off like such a baby face to me because I just don't know all this stuff. So like for me, I'm sitting there saying, oh, okay, she's like the good guy. And apparently you're making it like no.
And that's how scary editing is to the casual fan. Right. That she looks like the hero when she's actually the villain. She has picked a fight with almost every rookie girl this entire season for no reason. And she makes it up in her head. And then she tries to say, I've done nothing. I'm this. You cry every time you go to elimination, but you ask to be put in elimination every time. Why are you crying?
And apparently kills it in elimination too.
Right. It doesn't make sense to me. Why are you crying? You asked to be here and you're crying. She's just, I can't stand her. I think she's just a terrible addition to the show, which means they'll probably call her back next season because that's their favorite type of people to cast.
Do they do that too, where when they call her, they do the thumbs up? Like
they do. And they take a picture of them holding the phone while they're talking to them.
And then they got the
confirmation.
No, that's great. So you're not a fan of Emmy. there was this I don't know what other part do you want to get into? Because I want to dig in with you, but what other part do you want to get in? You broke down all these cast mates and how you didn't like. I almost called it envy, but Emmy and
That's the right name, honestly.
I. But what other thing blew your mind? What other thing made you? What grinds Shay's gears? What
Um,
grinds your gears?
I can't stand how cocky the Emerald team is. It's like almost. It's like
But is that the most powerful team? Because like it seemed like I want to make sure I got this right because it was like they're saying the Emerald has been killing all the games. Like they pretty much it seemed like they've been on a roll.
yeah.
So I guess I sit here and go, well, maybe that's why because they have their ego haven't been crushed yet.
It needs to be because you got
What?
Josh. Huh? No, you
No,
finish.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
You finish first. I tell you.
I wanted to know which team was you rooting for because I know there's three of them. There's Emerald, Sapphire, and then there was another one. So I'm terrible with all this stuff. But who was you rooting for? Because apparently it's not Emerald.
That's the thing. I'm rooting for specific people individually in the game. Like I love Tori. I really do like Tori. I appreciated that she was one of the only people to really keep checking in with Bettina when they were all being so catty to her, and you could just tell she was really upset. And when you could see in Bettina's face, she was on the verge of tears every once in a while throughout this episode, and that just didn't sit right with me.
Right.
So I like Tori. I don't like Josh. I can't stand Josh. Josh talking about, oh man, the Ruby team, I just feel bad for them. Because I'm like, Josh, literally you fumble over your feet. Stop it.
Oh, he's a klutz.
He's a klutz. They call him the goof for a reason.
The goof.
He's just name. Like, I can't, that's another person. He's like the male version of Emmy. Just cracked. Just creates these scenarios in his head, starts trouble with people. Just, I can't stand Josh. And he will never win.
Totally over. Yeah.
My third horse on it. Josh will never win the challenge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. The horse is on the line. So you was talking about you don't like the Emerald team, and then you was gonna carry on, and I interrupt asking what apparently which gem was you rooting for? But you was talking about Emerald. How was you gonna finish your sentence?
I would probably say the team that I'm rooting for, if I had to choose, which is sad, is Ruby, and I can't stand Corey really, honestly, that much either.
Corey seemed really upset about later on. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, but he seemed really upset about Bettina, or was it Bettina?
Bettina. Well, so the reason he was upset is because in the beginning of the game, the format was just duos. It wasn't full teams, and he was her duo for majority of the time. So they built a friendship. So that's why he had a connection with her, because they were teammates throughout the entire.
Really like his friend. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciated how he was there for her. But I'm not a fan of Corey. So, but Ruby, honestly, it's like the lesser of the three evils. I don't want to root for CT right now because I'm very disappointed in him. I'm really disappointed with CT, how he's been acting. Ever since he lost all his weight and got all, skinny, he's, every week he's had a backhanded compliment for Big T. Why is that? But then you smile in her face. That does not sit right with me. I don't like that CT. I really, really do like CT a lot. And I always root for him every season. But that really upset me that he's been that way this season. It's like, stop. Stop.
He's like brand new to you.
Very brand new. I'm like, how many times do you keep... And she never says anything about him. It's just always him saying something backhanded about her ability, whether she has good ability or not. You just bring it up unprovoked, and I don't like that.
I can hear in your voice that you're not a fan of it. He's the one that Emmy keep calling Uncle, right?
Uncle CT, yes.
Uncle CT. Okay. Right. They're not really related. They're not really related, right?
No, they're not related. No, why do you have to even ask me that?
I asked the hard-hitting questions. They call me David Letterman for a reason. But carry on. Lead this charge.
Okay, well, I want to talk about the challenge that they had with football and the getting the bags over there. This was just kind of, a cluster. Like you knew the people with the most people on their team was going to win. It just was geared for the people who had more people.
Right.
The team that had more people.
Unbalanced.
Yeah, it was just unbalanced. So it was kind of like no matter what, we knew the Emerald was going to win because they have the most people on their team. It was no point to even for all that they could have just had TJ go there and say, "All right, Emerald, you win," before they even did anything.
It's funny. I was watching it, but I had it on mute. So I was watching it, so I didn't hear the rules or nothing like that. But I saw like they had this like setup where it looked like a obstacle course, but you're still playing football. Cause I saw smoke and everything like that. And I said, "Oh man, I look cool," but I didn't realize like, oh right, like like each team, like one team might have 3, this other team might have 5. How uneven. And it's funny. I went on Twitter just so I could try to catch up with some quick notes. And I saw a lot of people really not a fan of that challenge. Actually, a lot of people were saying, for 500, this was kind of like dog doodle. Like, not a lot of people were a fan of it. So, like me looking at it, not knowing the how unbalanced this is, I'm sitting there looking at, oh, that looked cool. Meanwhile, the people playing are probably arguing and sitting there saying, well, this is not cool because there's 2 of us and 5 of them. How is it fun?
It was fixed. It was fixed for Emerald to win because they have their favorite people on there. They're obsessed with Josh. I will never understand it. And if they sat down with me on a table and explained to me, I would still say, I don't understand. I don't.
Even if they gave you the blueprint and showed you every little thing on it, like, I don't get this.
It does not make sense why he's like your protected person.
This is crap. This is crap. Yeah, so Emerald wins that, and I saw like towards the later on they go into like a little nightclub or something like that, and Emmy, and I almost called her Beta. I'm just gonna call her B.
Tina.
See, I do it on every show. It doesn't matter. Bettina, yes, there we go. Bettina, and having this like conversation, I guess because they're both rookies. So, and I think Bettina, and this is what I think I've really, I don't want to say feel bad, but she just seemed so defeated. It almost seemed like she knew that, oh, this girl's gonna pick me, and she just didn't like. I felt like there was no fight in her after that. Like just after that point, it just seemed no fight after that. And then when she was having a conversation, and I apologize because I don't know everyone's name. Matter of fact, I got someone. His name is Nelly T. I wrote that because I said, oh, cool.
Nelson, yeah.
Oh, it's Nelson. He called Nelly T. Oh, that's so cool. I thought he was trying to be like Nelly, but with a T. So, she's talking to somebody and trying to even like, I guess that's the girl he was talking about, trying to just encourage her, like, hey,
Satan was doing Satan things as Satan.
Was that though?
Amanda, yes, Amanda stirred the pot. She asked Bettina. Bettina was honest. She said if it's physical, she'll probably go for maybe Amanda or a Big T. If it's mental, she'll go with Emmy because Emmy clearly, by the way she goes about things, doesn't have a lot going on up here. So obviously she
was kind of wild, yeah,
all over the place. She's. I thought Camilla was bad. I know you don't know who Camilla is, and that's probably really great for you.
I already do. It's right in my head. Boom, I know who that is.
Yeah, so she's like Camilla, but like on
you was gonna say like on steroids, meaning a lot worse. Like she was on a whole nother level where she might be right here, but she's on level 10.
She's on the golden era type drugs.
Uh-oh.
That's all I'm saying.
I understood that reference very well.
So basically, yeah, I felt so bad for Bettina because she was. I didn't understand Amanda and Ashley's aggressive dislike towards her. It really felt like it was out of nowhere.
I think it was their way of trying to break her down. That's what you do. I mean, I don't watch enough of this show, but I've seen enough reality TV show, or just even in life in general, where they will try to break you down and make you feel. Because I don't know if it was right after that, honestly, but like I keep mentioning, she felt defeated, and I feel like that plays on later on. So that could have contributed. Like, let's break her down to the point where she's like, there's no fight left, and then when she's out, could you get her out? Now I don't know if they were on the same team and everything like that, but you break her down, we get her out now. We've made it even more of a we've given ourselves a better chance. I think that's what that was going for.
Yeah, no, I
And
definitely
also, people are just mean too.
exactly. No, I definitely feel that way. I did not for that reason, I wasn't a fan of this episode because it just felt really mean. It just felt like this one person being
Right.
alienated and beaten down slowly. I didn't like that whatsoever. Yeah, but the challenge was lackluster for the 500th episode. They could have maybe did like a old school, brought back something that's like a popular challenge from the past. Something. They didn't do
Right.
anything. They gave us this unbalanced challenge with the obvious people who we know who are going to win, who are not even the really fan favorites. Like, no one likes the Emerald team, really.
No one likes them. I gotta keep an eye on Twitter.
No, not a lot of people. They're not pro Emerald. And so it's kind of like you couldn't even let the good guys win a minute. Like, come on. Sucks. The elimination was, I felt bad again for Bettina because I just felt like it was over. They already decided. And also them just saying she's weak. She's weak. Yeah, she's the weakest. She can go in. They're not even thinking she's going to win. They're just like, so when Amanda wins and she goes to our team, we're screwed. Like, she was an afterthought. And that was messed up.
It was, but I don't think Bettina helped anybody though either. Like, I get that point, but I also sit here and say she went into this already defeated. One of the things I've ever learned is like, if you show that, then when you show that and display that, it's in the atmosphere. So I think that's why everyone just sat here and looked. I mean, granted, I look at Emmy and I look at her, and I mean, she's not like a big woman, but you could tell she just does stuff. Like, I don't know, like it looked like she mountain climbs or throw bikes. I don't know. I'm just saying, you could tell she's active. Bettina, I mean, even when they were doing the rocket challenge, at one point I was watching and Bettina had nothing, and then Emmy had three. She was hitting because you gotta hit the target. So the rocket, you gotta hit it and hit the target.
Right.
I went and made some salmon burgers, which was awesome. But I just have to I had to just say right here that Emmy destroyed her. I mean, and everyone kept saying Big T. This is the first time I saw Big T, so she was sitting there kind of worried that she might be picked because she's a rookie too, right? Correct? She's a rookie too, right?
No. Big T's not a rookie.
Okay, she's not a rookie. But for whatever reason, she was concerned. I guess she figured if it's physical, she didn't stand a chance against Emmy.
Yeah.
And when she picked Bettina, and she saw like, oh, I'm glad. She was like, I'm glad she didn't pick me and stuff. But when she saw Emmy destroying Bettina, that's what she said. Yeah, Bettina ain't putting no effort. Yeah, what would you have done? I don't think you didn't sound so confident yourself, girl. But yeah, Bettina just really and look, that looked hard. I mean, I'm a guy. I'm saying I would probably
like core and like this. I don't have that. I was right there, like
just you would have been hanging on to me.
Like,
yeah, I'll be like,
Emmy, come on, I want to let go. Come on, Emmy, finish.
And you saw she was doing it. She was doing like that, and you see the. I mean, say what you will about Emmy, but Emmy really kicked ass in that challenge. I mean, but to the point where I figured, oh, she's going to win. Let me go make these things and get ready for the show. And because it was clear, like, I don't want to be that guy either. I know what you were saying earlier, like how everyone discounted Bettina, but Bettina really just felt defeated. I know I keep saying, I said for the 800th time, I'll say for 801st time. One time she was defeated. She just even when she threw it, it was almost like
and it's sad. You can tell that she was, just defeated because everyone just felt like she was weak, and because she won a elimination maybe 2 episodes ago. So it's like she has that in her.
Was it physical? What was it? Physical, mental?
It's more like it was mental, and it was also like your endurance. It was endurance and mental. So it's kind of like I can tell that she had that fire beaten out of her.
Yeah.
Because she was really lighting up in her previous elimination. So that just shows you how, how much your mental can really affect how
totally. Absolutely. Matter of fact, kind of part of me, I know it sounds extremely scripted, but like when I stepped away from it, I said, what if she start like hitting these things, like these targets? Because like for a moment I said, because there was a spot where she said, not if there's a guy, but if anybody can hear me or if I can get the strength of whatever, She said something along the lines almost like if I could just hit one of these or whatever, I would be. So I said, wouldn't that be funny if she just start making a comeback? You know, because hey, anything can happen, right?
Stranger things can happen on the challenge.
Anything can happen on the challenge, including seeing her go home. So like, I'm sorry, like, yep. So
That was a good one. I can't lie, it was good.
boom, boom. See?
Right, see, now you're taking it too far.
Not well. I know she's taking it too far because she went home. That's how far her home is. But anyway, I don't even know. There's no connection. But Corey seemed really upset. That's why I mentioned earlier. Like, what was the connection? You said they just had a friendship. So, and now, what is it now? Emmy is going to be joining what, Sapphire?
Yes, Emmy is going to Sapphire with Uncle CT, where she wants to be.
She traded with Amanda, right?
Yes, she did. So Amanda will now be on the. Is it Ruby? Yeah, Ruby.
Might have been Ruby. I think it was Ruby because it's red, right? Ruby's red, and I remember that because she said something, and I immediately hated her after this. Emmy, right here, she said, "I don't like Ruby. I don't even like red. I have the blue. Blue is my color," and I immediately dislike it because guess what? Red is the best color in the world. Wow.
It is. It is top tier.
I'm gonna tell Chris I want to work with you more.
But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Bettina.
But she took it like a champ, though. I think she really took it like a champ. She sat here, and I love. See, here's the thing with reality TV. I would be awful at it because I lost, and when I lose, just stay away from me. Let me go away. Let me go. Just give me like 10 minutes. They got the camera on her face. Oh yeah, well,
went over to Emmy and said, "Good job."
Huh?
She even went over to Emmy and said, "Good job." Honestly, I wouldn't have done that because the way Emmy was acting this episode, I would have cursed her out.
She did do that. I didn't even peep that. She did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good. She's a good sportsman. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened. You should be a good sportsman. Don't be like me and just don't shake people's hands. But I mean, she just seemed ready to go home. She said, "I could go back home to my cat. I want to go home." She wanted to make Switzerland proud, and I would say, even though this was episode Sweden. Oh, whoops. Sweden. I should have wrote that down. I just thought I could go by memory. And see, that's how great my memory is. I remember that. I was testing your memory, but
rock solid.
Yeah. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? But she hey, look at that. But yeah, no, and she did make what was it again? I'm sorry, Sweden. Okay, see, there we go. Thank you. That's what with a good team. Well, yeah, she made Sweden really proud because she got far, and she just had a challenge that, and not even to be funny, she was in a challenge that was a lot more, that was challenging. She just couldn't beat Emmy and this very thing that looked like that's all she does. I mean, it looked like she does. She look like she eat rockets for all we know. So yeah, it is. Yeah. So I mean, and next week, right? What's next week? The next week is episode 12?
Yes, I'm really excited. I can't wait to, just see where things go. I'm hoping they stop with this big group team thing. I want it to be solo so I can root for Tori. Right now, that's it. That's the only person
Tori's who are you going for?
Just Tori. I can't even with the men right now because CT's getting on my last nerve right now. So just
out of nerves.
Just Tori. That's it. I just want to see Tori thrive. I'm just mad at everyone. I can't stand Emmy. She thinks she's a vet. She thinks she's been on the challenge for the last 10 years. I can't deal with her. She's on another boat.
And that boat has sailed. But that was pretty much, I mean, any other final thoughts about this episode before we take it home?
Don't be catty. Be nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, be nice, and also know, damn, she's great. I know I don't do this on no Wednesdays, but I'm going to do it on a Wednesday. I am not Mike Knoxxx. She is. Did I do that right? Okay, there we go. Boom, right there. She's the captain. And where's these? Oh, there's so much stuff here. Why is there so much stuff? There's so much stuff here. Okay, there we go. There's our outro. And we say, good night, everybody. There we go.